And what I was shown is that radiance is the language of your soul. It's the expression of being deeply in tune, trusting yourself, and stepping into full power. Welcome to Intuition Unlocked, the podcast empowering empathic women who feel misunderstood, overwhelmed, or disconnected from their intuition, begin to trust their sensitivities, find inner clarity, and show up with embodied, unstoppable confidence in their daily lives. I am your host, Olivia Ashley, an empath and intuitive, and I am so happy you're here. Hello there, and welcome to today's Intuition Keys episode. These episodes bring timeless channel messages from the Akashic Records, guidance meant to unlock clarity, alignment, and trust in your own inner compass and intuition. And something came forward while preparing this episode that I'm going to experiment with and invite you into. Up until now, these episodes have always been guided by me opening the records and asking what those listening to this podcast need to hear most. And then I channel a main energy and 4 supporting messages. While that format is not disappearing, I'm being shown to refine it, to focus more deeply on a single key the records want to offer, which I find interesting, and as someone who is intuition-led, I am obviously going to follow it. So now the intention is to channel this key specifically and more directly so it can land as an activation, a code, or a practical tool you can use again and again as you step more into being an embodied, intuitive, powerful, confident woman, because that's my goal, is to help you become that. So with that nudge from our guides, I believe that this focus approach will help us energetically align more quickly with the path we're each walking. So please listen with an open heart and let me know how it lands. You can reach out on Instagram and leave me a message, or you're welcome to leave a review or comment wherever you listen on the podcast to share your feelings and reflections. I truly would love to hear what you think. So with that, let's get into them. The key I received for today is the Key of Radiance. And what I was shown is that radiance is the language of your soul. It's the expression of being deeply in tune, trusting yourself, and stepping into full power. Before your incarnation, your soul was in a state of pure radiance. It was whole, unmistaken, and unshadowed. And as your soul stepped into the human journey, you were asked to forget some of that light and that radiance so you can learn, experience, and ultimately remember it again. And that forgetting is not a failure or something that is bad. It's the design of the path, of your path. And I'm shown that radiance is being offered now as a primary key because of how much it stabilizes and expands everything else in your life. When you access this frequency, even briefly, you open a field of greater possibility, magnetism, and inner clarity. Radiance becomes a tool you can return to whenever you need to reset, anchor, or shine more brightly in a particular situation. And this key is not about perfection or a constant state of brightness and radiance. It's more about learning to call the code of radiance back into your body, your energy, and your choices, expressing that out so that when life asks for more of you or you're challenged by something, you feel more steady and luminous. So consider this an invitation to practice, experiment, and reclaim the familiarity of this radiance of your soul. And here are 4 more messages related to the Key of Radiance. Message 1, find your color. I was shown that every soul carries a dominant color, which resonates with its essential frequency. This is not just an aesthetic or something that is meaningless. Your soul color truly functions like a signature tone that helps anchor your energy in the physical world. So knowing it deepens that self-recognition and becomes a practical tool for amplifying your radiance because this color is uniquely yours and unique to your soul essence. And here are a few ways that I was shown how you can identify that soul color for yourself. So right off the bat, they showed me that many people's soul colors are visible in childhood preferences. So the colors you loved as a kid often point right back to your essence. There was a reason you were choosing that color. Another strong way to find it, if you're not sure what that color was or it doesn't really resonate with you anymore, is to close your eyes, drop into your body, turn on your intuition, and ask, "Soul, show me my color." And then notice, use your clairs, use your gifts to notice any images, sensations, or sudden clarity or knowings around what that color is. Now, if this practice is new to you and you don't feel completely comfortable getting it that way or nothing comes forward, the last way I was shown you can find it is by asking your guides or your soul to highlight the color for you in your external world this next week or two. And then watch for it to appear in clothing, nature, objects. It feels like there'll be a sensation when you see it, like, aha, this feels a little different. I should pay attention. And if you're still feeling like you're not getting anything, then ask your guides to make it louder, make it brighter, make it really front and center, and give you many opportunities to see it. And once you identify your color, begin to use it. You can wear it, you can place it in your home, you can visualize it around your body during meditation, or breathe into it when you need to steady yourself. And also take note of what that color feels like to you. Is there an emotion, a sense tied to it? Do you have any memories or connection that it starts to spark for you as you begin paying more attention to this color? And once you've identified and brought that color more into your life, you're asked to also notice how your mood, your confidence, and your radiance shifts. And I'm shown that it most likely will because you're honoring and embodying the frequency of your soul in a very physical way. Knowing this color, utilizing this color, welcoming this color in is going to help your unique self, your soul, what you're here to do, and your radiance shine more and become more embodied and available. That's why they're bringing this forward. Message 2, explore joy. Joy is a high-frequency companion to radiance. It's just under the vibration of peace, which is one of the highest frequencies of emotion that we can reach in this human state and form. And so feeling joy and embodying joy acts as fuel for your light and for your radiance. And this isn't about finding joy all the time. It's about intentionally inviting small, frequent moments of joy to help recalibrate your nervous system and let your soul express and feel, breathe, and flow. There's so much here about that flow that the radiance brings and that these messages are going to help bring to you. And I'm shown that joy looks different for each person. So you need to identify what is joy to you. What does that mean? How do you express it? What brings it forward in you? The request here is to really create opportunities for it, and then to notice how these simple pleasures expand your capacity for radiance. So I'm shown it could be helpful to make a short list of a few mini joys you could do daily and treat them as non-negotiables. So for me, what brings me joy is going for a walk in the morning and communing with nature. It's drinking my favorite beverage as I go about my day. And it's snuggle time with those I love, whether it's my children or my husband. Just getting that oxytocin flowing and being together feels so joyful for me. So take note of what those could be for you. Make them easy, make them accessible. And over time, these micro joys are going to build a field of ease and magnetism around you and also bring flow more into your life that will also bring in other opportunities for joy and for that to be felt because you're choosing to find that resonance. And as you move about your days, obviously doubt, fear, stress, all those harder but truthful aspects of life are going to arrive. And that's where you can let joy be your tether. Not to avoid what you're feeling, but more as little moments of nourishment, of remembering, okay, this is hard, but I can also find beauty in this moment, joy in this moment. It's going to help you move through challenges without losing your light and remind you that your life contains beauty, even amid difficulty. So find your joy and share it freely, because embodying it and then sharing that with other people is going to magnify it and feed your radiance in return. Message 3, cultivate your strength. Radiance needs a strong foundation, and that foundation is going to be your strength. It's truly resilience wrapped in tender self-trust. And this strength is not about hardness or forcing outcomes or even a physical strength. It's about the inner sovereignty of yourself that says, I can weather this and I will show up for myself. It's what lets you hold your light and your power, even when others don't understand it. And I'm shown that cultivating this strength involves small daily practices, clear boundaries, consistent self-care, honoring rest and making space for yourself, and claiming your needs without apology. Notice places you're giving your power away. Are you people-pleasing, overcommitting, scrolling too much, or shrinking to avoid conflict? Once you notice it, come back to your strength and re-anchor yourself. Simple rituals can help you here. It could be an empowerment affirmation, or a physical exercise or movement of your body, or a daily small win list to get those emotions up and flowing. Whatever helps cultivate that strength mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually are going to be important and form the bedrock underneath your radiance. I also see that strength brings tenderness. It's like the phoenix rising, the death and the rebirth cycle. When you are strong and have that unwavering knowing of that strength within yourself, when you fall, you will rise. When you doubt, you'll be able to coach yourself back up with compassion. This balance, the firmness and the softness together, creates a steadiness that allows your radiance to flourish outward without burning you out. So let your resilience be the quiet, strong force that holds the light. Message 4 and the last message, be like the butterfly. Transformation is a key part of radiance. Your light changes as you evolve, and you're meant to evolve. So we can look to the butterfly's journey as the perfect metaphor. The caterpillar surrenders to the cocoon, dissolves, and then emerges utterly transformed into this butterfly. And yet to do so, it had to move through the void, the discomfort, and the unknowing of what's on the other side to arrive at a new expression of it. And that's exactly what you're going to move through as a human again and again, because your soul is here to learn, to evolve, to change, to become. And you're going to have seasons where you're asked to step into that void and surrender to it with the knowing that there is something on the other side, and you have to trust in what that's going to be. And I'm shown that this surrendering is not passive. It's really a brave acceptance of the in-between. You really have to choose it. So when you feel the old self dissolving, create compassion for that phase. I think it can be really supportive to name what's ending, to have a ceremony around letting go of who you were or what is being released from your life, or have a quiet practice that honors the grief and the hope simultaneously. This feels really important because then you can invite curiosity into this unknown rather than let fear take hold. And it's important to know that before you came here, your soul decided upon a lot of what you're going to face and move through, the challenges, the deaths, the rebirths. And while the circumstances can often change once you're here in human form and the players involved, there's going to be things that are necessary for you to move through to catalyze you into the next level in space that you're meant to step into. So the work for you is to lean into trust. Trust in what you're moving through, trust in what is to come, and allow the alchemization of this process to take place. Because there's always an emergence on the other side. And your radiance is going to look different, more nuanced, more aligned because of that process. So see if you can celebrate the shifts, even the messy ones. Each cycle of death and rebirth really adds depth, color, and wisdom to your light and your being. So be like the butterfly. Surrender, trust, lean into your intuition, a higher power, and allow the new form of your radiance to take flight. These were the messages I received for you around the Key of Radiance. Remember to find and embody your soul color. Invite joy, anchor your strength, and surrender to transformation, because these practices will steady and amplify your light. You can return to this episode and this key whenever you need to be reminded of the luminous being you are. If this episode supported you in any way, please leave a review to share your gratitude. Reviews help more women find these messages, and I truly love reading them. And if you'd ever like more personalized guidance or activation from the records, you can book a private reading with me through the link in the show notes. And until next time, walk gently in your light and remember, your radiance is always yours to reclaim. Thank you for joining me on Intuition Unlocked. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of insight, guidance, or intuitive inspiration. To dive deeper into our community and get access to exclusive content, head to my website at www.olivia-ashley.com and subscribe to my newsletter. You can also connect with me on Instagram at wildlyolivia for daily inspiration and updates. Remember, your intuition is your superpower. Trust it, nurture it, and let it guide you. Until next time, I'm Olivia Ashley, and I can't wait to connect with you again.